How to not hurt your soul condition. Well, when you pass into the afterlife, the spirit world, the interdimensional time-space realities that are different than ours, your soul is the commander, you could say, of your spirit body. It's also the commander of your physical body, but you leave your physical body when you pass into the afterlife. When you pass into the afterlife and your spirit is in the afterlife, it has a certain condition that represents your soul condition. And that soul is based on your desires, your longings, your passions, and what is in alignment with love or not. So if you have desires to take revenge on others, that's going to have a negative effect on your soul. And your soul's going to have, in a sense, like darker spots, or you could say gray, or like brown is how we would see it, or even holes in its condition. So if you're going into the spirit world and you've got this the soul that's kind of in a not so great condition because of a lot of things that have been going on with you in the physical life, you're taking that with you. So in the sense that we've always had this like kind of belief that when you pass into the spirit world, that you're somehow magically put into an enlightened heavenly state. And that's actually not true at all. And people who are mediums that look into the spirit world and they can see beyond this veil that's kind of cloaking us from that reality, we can see things that are going on there that indicate that you take yourself with you. So it's kind of a never-ending eternal life, and that one life, that what you are now goes with you. So you're not going to get off the hook. So people want to think that they're going to get off the hook when they die, and they're just going to come back in another life. They're going to have more, like, you know, kind of, or they're going to go to heaven. That's a big one. Or they're going to go to hell, and hell's going to be more fun than heaven because, you know, heaven's too boring. And there's all kinds of different beliefs, but the actual truth is that you just take yourself with you. So ways to keep your soul in a better condition include not harming others, but also, and this is where a lot of people get messed up, not allowing others to harm you, and also not allowing yourself to be harmed in that sense. So if you're constantly in fear of, say, your boss, and so you allow your boss to manipulate you or sexually abuse you or do anything at the workplace that's out of alignment in love to yourself, and you're allowing that to go on, then that's still harming your soul. So he is going to pay his own price for the damage, manipulations, and things he's done to you or other people and other people. But you're also going to pay a price for allowing that to go on. So now if you take that placement instead of saying, you know, I don't like it when you touch me like that, and you let your abuser know this, or you remove yourself from a situation that is hopeless, that's going to serve your soul better than allowing it to go on because of the fear you have of change. Fear of change financially, fear of change in any way. We'll see, like, people stay in terribly abusive relationships, both men and women, emotional abuse, physical abuse, various things for years, a whole lifetime even, and all in the fear of change, or also in the fear of even worse repercussions. So in the face of a physical abuser, someone might be afraid of that confrontation because it would mean, they could really, really harm you. Well, in that case, action would have to be taken to protect yourself from that harm and your children or whoever else was involved that you were responsible for, to the point of, turning them into authorities for the harms they've done to the children, right? At the point of risking your own facade coming down. And, for someone, like, for example, a woman in a bad marriage where the stepdad is abusing her children, she finally, gets away and makes a police report on some of the abuse that's been going on. And then he's confronted. Well, now the other thing she has to deal with is how people perceive her, right? So one of the biggest things that will hold people back is they want to keep the facade up of, we have a good family going, and that nobody's going to think less of me. Nobody's going to know. I can put, makeup over my black eye. That would be kind of an example of keeping the facade, right? Or even showing the black eye and being the victim, but still not taking change because you're more afraid of change than you are of actually going forward and, being in truth. So ways to damage your soul condition are boil down to not being in truth and not being in alignment with love for yourself and love for others. Now, you could love the abuser more than yourself, and that's why you're allowing them, because you feel like the abuser has more of a right to a pardon, in a sense, and that's simply not true. And so then action still needs to be taken, and that's an excuse for avoidance. So those are ways people pass into the spirit world, and we'll see some of the women in such a terrible, terrible condition that their bodies look black and they, look terrifying in their skin and bones. And a lot of that can be just from staying in situations where you've allowed others to harm you or allowed things to go on that haven't been in alignment with love. So that's my take for the moment. Hope you're having a good afternoon.